Good morning. Oh well, good afternoon, community. World. It's 12:23 p.m. I have another message. What you see here is everything that's the story. The steps that were taken to go against me. Right here. It was all about making sure I never got in a state to where I was able to strive. I was never able to be determined, be able to lead, by example. So many people celebrate it, you know, but they never celebrated with me. It was always obstacles, and people knew my purpose because I always explained how much I love people, and I could never understand why I didn't receive the same love back. It was like people only wanted to be around me when I was doing negative. It wasn't where people even wanted to be around me when I only wanted to do was help them. It was like it wasn't even a give and take. I only asked for appreciation. That is the most genuine value of life is appreciation. Just to know that you are loved, and nobody wanted me to be in that state. It was all about me being in a tower. It was all about me no matter what I did. It was about me not being able to be happy about wanting to help people. It was all about the energy of negativity. There was no right or wrong. I did it my way and I did it their way. And it was like, okay, I'm gonna do it the right way. But I never seen any progression. I never seen nothing but conflict and a bunch of misconcepts. I knew my purpose in life was to help people. Because I knew so much information. I knew that me just turning blind eye, turning to deaf ears, and ignoring the problems was not going to be the solutions to help bring love. People knew I was the sun. All I loved to do was put smiles on people's faces. That's why I gave. Even when I had nothing but pennies, but the money that came in, I was willing to give it so that people will understand how much they deserve. Understand that they meant so much to me. Just them taking the time out. Time means so much. And it was like, only time people made time for me is when they want to use me and abuse me. And it took me looking up to God, begging and crying, looking up to the sky because I never wanted to go outside in the daytime, and I always wonder why, It was like, I knew someone, right? Even as a child, like, people did things to where they made me scared of nature. And the thing is, I love nature. See, nature is where it starts with growth. I always loved winter. And I never understood why winter was the only season I loved. It was where nobody was outside. I felt like as long as it was cold, that's the only time I should go outside, and I didn't understand that it was being, negativity was being placed on me. It was like how many tears I've cried. How many times have I explained to the people, because I'm part of a mental health program. And I know I'm not sick. I've been told that there's nothing wrong with me. I've been asked, why are you even in this situation? You're so smart. You can do our jobs. And I always said I don't have the credentials. Because if I did have the credentials, I'd make sure your job get done because you're not capable of doing your job. There was only peace when I was in a negative state. But I was still denied access to just the simplest things, as resources as being able to be in a home, being able to call something, a place, my home. It was as though all these negative, energies and words was placed on all these spells and black magic, sex spells to where they can rape and molest me. It was like all these spells was placed on me so that I can never reach where I wanted to reach. And where I wanted to reach was the world. It was as though if I was successful in that, nobody would love me, and all I did was wanted to spend time with people and to talk about their passions and talk about their goals. And it was like I was giving them insight, giving them inspiration. Look, just leave these people alone. You deserve more than that. I was giving people the answers. And I always told people, you could be sitting with God the whole time and you wouldn't even know. You have to treat everybody you meet as an interview. You don't know who can do what for you. And I always told people, I am a blessing. You're never going to meet somebody like me who will go above and beyond for you. See, nobody believed in me. Their words never matched their actions. It was as though they always said actions speak louder than words. And it was like, okay, I tried going forward, but I'm always stuck. See, when I want to go forward and grow, I'm denied, and as long as I'm going backwards, going in circles, never being able to stand in a place where I can build. It was like people only wanted to meet with me or come together with me when I was failing, when I didn't want anything out of life. I'm not a suicidal person, and I was painted as somebody with no stability. It was as though the same people that were making sure that they painted a character of me being violent, being harmful to myself and to society. They will always be in my corner. And I thought there was love, unconditional love. Like, okay, these people here when I'm down. But it's right when I want to go up, when I want to be able to take people to places they deserve. I want to hear everybody's story. We all have a story to tell. But nobody wanted to hear my story. Nobody wanted to even hear what I had to say. See, it was all about what they wanted. It wasn't about, it was about me feeling their energies, and I could never understand. I was in a confused state, I could never understand why every time I get around them, it was like, okay, I could not only feel your energies, but I could feel your auras. It was as though like I was seeing red, I was seeing black. It was just danger. But they wanted me in a space of, put me on psychiatric medicines, put me under illusions, painting all these pictures to where I'd be in a confused state, to where they could look at a record, my medical record, and say, look, we're not going based off her words, we're going based off her actions. But they wasn't going based off my actions, because all the good deeds I was doing was never being told, was never being exposed. It was like lies, misconceptions. Everything was misconstrued, and it was purposely misconstrued. And it was like I told people, look, I want to stay as long as I can. I want to be able to build with you. Even if it's on a friendship level, it don't have to be no relationship level. But I want the best for you, and I always told people, look, I have halos and horns for a reason. I could be your blessing or I could be your lesson. I could be the one that speak on your behalf. Not only to the world, but to God. Because I knew in my heart that I wanted the world to know the truth, but nobody was telling me the truth. You know, it was all about illusions. It was all about me making sure that I never was able to have any type of money to where I can be in a chariot position, to where I can leave and be able to go off on a path that I was called to be on. You know, I was to a point where every time I look around, I had nothing. You know, it wasn't about money. It wasn't about materialistic things. But I always wonder, okay, why am I being treated like I'm being hated, you know, and despised, when all I want to do is give, give, give. You know, I wasn't receiving. I wasn't being given the same energy that I was given. You know, and I knew that I deserved better because I knew other people deserved better. You know, it was as though they only wanted me to be in a negative state. You know, it was as though celebration only comes in your darkest moments. You know, it was as though, you know, people knew things about me. You know, it came to a point where not only did I isolate myself, but I looked up to the sky and I begged God, God, please just bring me out this state. You know, and I was holding a cup in my hand. And I looked down at that cup and I always wondered why my cup was always empty. Why was it always empty when all I did was try to help? You know, it was as though people thought, you know, it was as though people, I wanted to feel as though people felt like they wouldn't be able to trust the fact that they would be able to receive back in return. But it was the total opposite. It was all about, they was receiving everything that belonged to me. You know, all this emotional distraught, all these sleepless nights. You know, even when I was in prison and jail, I still couldn't sleep. And all I had was time on my hands to sleep. You know, it was like, what did I do? Because I knew all I wanted to do was help people. That was my life, was to save. You know, and then I had to start looking at what happened to Jesus. I had to really start looking and putting up the Bible and taking those scriptures and those parables and comparing it to my life. You know, and then I was like, okay, the next morning after I said my prayer to God, I woke up. I felt, when I was sleeping, I was in a deep sleep. Something lifted out of me and I woke up and I was ready to go. I didn't care if I had nothing. I didn't care if I had no home. All I knew was I need to get out of here. You know, you can't, I knew I couldn't force people to accept me, to appreciate me. I knew I had to get out this house and move on. It's so many people in this world that needs love. I had to realize there was no love where I was at. I never felt like it was a home anyway. It wasn't made to where I was feeling comfortable. It was made to where it was dirty. It was negativity. It was just a dark. It wasn't even a dark cloud. It was like the whole base was built on evil. It was as if my auras, my love, my pure heart was getting sick. You know, it was as though, you know, and I had to start thinking, okay, even the food. You know, I already knew after some time that my drugs that I was given to make it look like I was an addicted person. I had addictions placed on me. Food, drugs, sex. You know, I don't even desire drugs. I don't even care about food. I don't even care about sex. You know, it was like as though something was placed on me. You know, and then I start thinking, okay, all this magic. You got blood spells, and I had to think, wait a minute. I feel some type of way when I'm getting some food. I feel the taste. It was like, or my oars when I look at the food, and when I deny the food, it's like that food wasn't cooked with love, because this is not a home. This is not a place I'm supposed to be in. It was as though I cried. I cried. I was doing so much drugs not to sleep, and it got to the point where even the drugs, it was to the point where I don't even want that. It was making me sick. It was as though my body was like, no, enough is enough. God said enough was enough. Me always looking at the sky, crying, begging God, please, please. All I wanted was some help. All I wanted was somebody to listen. And the same people I told my goals to, how I want to go to school, how I wanted to be able to help the community, how I wanted to be able to be an example, how it doesn't have to be a man in a position to be a leader. It could be a woman that can be able to take a leadership position. It's about love. It's about nurture. It's about growth. It's about moving forward. Everything that was taught to me, and I started questioning everything, because all these practices that were preached, that were put in my face, was placed in my face to cause confusion. I wasn't given the same practice that's around me. It was as though, like, I'm a bad person, I'm a dirty person if I did this. It was as though when all I wanted to do was change things and help people, I was the bad person. I was the one that was negative. I was the one that was greedy. When I had nothing but my love. All I wanted to do was give love, and I always see different colors, or different orbs. And I had to isolate myself. I truly had to look within myself and tell myself, look, I'm going to take some me time. Let me get myself together. Let me leave right now and go in a direction, because it's all about me moving forward. It's not about me staying in a situation forever. It's not about me, because I knew I wasn't supposed to be in that situation anyway. I knew that I was supposed to be placed, somewhere where I'm able to speak up and speak out. I never seen my work being even made to where I was able to receive something, something good out of it. It was always, oh, we can't do that for you. We can't do that for you. I don't know what you're talking about. We don't have that. But the thing is, I know you have that. I know the system. I know that I was placed in the system illegally. So I know you got that. You give it to everybody else, but I know I deserve that. And it was as though, like, people kept coming in and out of my life, keep coming in and out of my life, to where it was just became normal. And I told people, I know you're going to leave. Oh, I'm not going to go nowhere. Yes, you are. You're going somewhere real soon. You're not going to be here long. And then a week later, oh, I just want to let you know I'm leaving. Oh, I already know you was leaving. I'm not going to cry no more for people that choose to lie to me and tell me they want to help me. But as soon as they already know my record. Oh, okay, she got detachment problems. She don't take detachment well. So let me just leave. Let me do the opposite of what I just said. It was like they was trying to break me down to where all I had was people that stabbed me. It was as though they wanted me to lose my strength permanently. They wanted me to be in a state where I never woke up. And they wanted me to be in solitary. They wanted me to be in so much pain to where all I wanted to do was be lazy. All I wanted to do was give in and give up. They wanted me to continue to sit and to ponder, to beg, to cry, and to just die. You know, and they knew that they couldn't kill me permanently. So they chose to place everything dark, everything negative around me. Because they knew that my auras were pure. They knew that I can beat anything. They knew I was a healer. You know, and they felt as though if I couldn't heal myself, I wouldn't be able to heal nobody else. But I still chose to look out for everybody else. You know, they said start with loving yourself before you can help other people. That right there is a lie. Because when you help other people, you build and you grow from that. It's like seasons. You have winter when everything's cleansing itself, everything's dying. Spring where everything's starting to bloom and blossom. Summer where you got sunshine, you know, smiles. Then you got fall when everything is changing. You know, everything is taking its course. You know, it's coming to an end, so another rebirth could be born. You know, it was about me not being able to have the desire to help, being able to celebrate, being able to use my resources, my royalties, my inheritance. You know, they knew they couldn't steal my spiritual gifts. They were stealing in the physical realms, but they was going in the realms, spiritual realms, with my ancestors and their ancestors. You know, they were calling death on their behalf. You know, if something didn't go accordingly, they took it to where, okay, let me go to the dark side. Let me make some more deals. You know, they chose to. It's like let's make a deal. They chose to live like that because they knew a deal had to be made. They had to put somebody on the chopping block. And they knew, okay, this person is rich. This person is powerful. This person is just something that comes with so much. That is so fulfilling. That will bring a change. That will literally put an end to everything I've done. She was a magician. She knew what love was. She seen that what the world was going through. She knew, and people always told me, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You think you know everything. But they knew I knew everything because they knew I was empress. They knew that I carried around my ancestors with me. See, they wanted me to feel as though I had nobody. They wanted me to live brokenhearted. They wanted to have me in abandonment. They wanted to make me believe I was abandoned. But I was actually stolen and placed in a tower. I was living in a tower, not a home. You know, people don't realize that you could be actually born in a tower, or you can actually be placed in a tower. You know, that's where kidnapping comes in. That's where they make sure that they keep you under wraps. You know, they make sure that you can't come out the state of mind. And they knew that I had powers. They knew I was a magician. They knew that I can actually contact the spiritual realms. They knew that I was able to be able to provide provisions for everybody. See, it was a greed thing. They wanted this for themselves. They didn't want the world to have what was placed here for them. This world didn't have to be broke. This world didn't have to have no deficits. This world didn't have to have no pain or no struggles or no sufferings. See, they felt as though as long as they had my aces, my moon, they felt as long as they had my powers, to love, which is my power, they felt as though they can destroy me. All the poison, all the killing me, you know, through different methods. I've been shot, I've been stabbed. You know, I've been placed to where I was unconscious and it was tampered with. You know, I've been placed in so many predicaments. And this is not even just my current. This was also in the past. See, I carry around all my ancestors' energies because I carry around all their strength. All the things that my ancestors went through. I was here to break the curse. Not generation curse. Not no single generation curse. I was here to break the curses for everyone. But people rather celebrate negativity, celebrate my death, celebrate keeping me in a state of poverty, in a state of Five of Pentacles. People rather take what was given and use it against me. All that money, people were paying for magic, paying different people to place curses on me in my sleep, where they knew I had psychic abilities. They were playing with my dreams, because when I was a child, I dreamed as when I was an adult. You know, and when I was an adult, I always dreamed when I was a child. It was to the point where when I was awake, I was having dreams. You know, I was having so many dreams. Like, it was as though they wanted me to have their dreams. And that's what it was. You know, I have all my ancestors' dreams within me. I have all the universe's dreams within me. You know, I can actually touch people in their dreams. You know, I can heal people in their sleep. I can literally raise people from the dead. You know, and they knew that. They knew that I can bring somebody back to life. They didn't have to be broken. You know, and they thought that if they continue to break me, if they continue to use illusions against me, I would never be able to heal. Because my purpose was to heal the world. You know, they felt as though if I had no connection, if I had no connection with anybody, I will be alone. I wouldn't have anything. They figure as long as they break my heart, because that's the source of power, is love. You know, that's the peace that surpasses all understanding. That's where you find your wisdom and your knowledge and love and being selfless. You know, not selfish. Being able to want to understand other people so that you can be able to be an example. You can't lead by example if you're not practicing what you preach. So you have to go through the fire to get to understand and appreciate the life. You have to go to trials and tribulations to understand. That's where the lessons start. You know, that's where progress starts. That's where growth began. You know, it was a constant thing to where all they wanted to do was destroy me with my own gifts. You know, they didn't want me to be able to help everyone. They wanted to, they sacrificed their own family. They actually sacrificed other people's family members that weren't even involved. I'm going to just let you know that right now. They were wearing people's faces that wasn't even part of it, that were actually innocent. There's a lot of people that actually lost their lives. See, they were actually going through obituaries to connect with the spiritual realms, to take other people's ancestors' abilities. See, that's where the Akashic records come in at. A lot of people don't understand why they still in the state that they're in. You're in that state because your family bargained and made sure you was in that state. See, your own family was against you. If they'll do something to me, they'll do something to you. They'll destroy you. Because with all the energy sources, that's more power. That's more fortune. You know? With my power, that's everlasting. See, they fed off my power because my power brings love. So they use that to manipulate. They use that to go against me, to hate me. But they made it look like to the world. They chose to wear my energy, love, but they used it in a manipulative form. It's how you live. If you look around the way people live, the way people act, nothing would line up. It wouldn't. You know, it would never line up. You know? So think about that. Magic was placed on you too. Because I can heal you and I can break you. I can heal you and I can destroy you. I am a blessing and I am a lesson. And they knew that. See, a lot of people in their families was never able to move on. See, they made some deals so that I could be in prison. They made some deals to where I would be looked at as a violent person. You know? And a lot of people wonder why they're in the situation they're in. That's because they were actually manipulating your energies. See, it starts when you're younger. You know, it starts when you're young and you know you different. You know they start when you're a child. They see your gifts. They see your potentials. They say I love to read. I always love to ask questions. I wanted to know more. I was helpful as a child, giving the clothes off my back, and it was as okay. She a threat. She already doing things that adults don't need. She already know what adults know that she shouldn't even know. Why, you know, but they knew the truth about me, and they didn't want me to know that the children I was placed around was actually enemies. They were actually used to go against me, to rape me, to molest me, to bully me, to cause physical harm to me. Not only was they trying to tarnish my mind, but they was actually trying to harm me physically. They was trying to turn me into nothing. They was trying to destroy not only my value, but my worth. They was spending my values and destroying my worth, you know, and my purpose. Because my value and my worth is love. It is to bring light, to shed light, to inspire, to be inspiration. You know, they was trying to kill my dreams because they felt as though if they played with my dreams, if they manipulated my dreams, if they manipulated my life, I would give up on my dreams. That's what they felt. But that's not what it is. You can't give up on somebody. You can't change the course of somebody's life. You can't change the course of somebody's future. It doesn't work like that. You know, you have to be able to play fair. You know, they knew that I came from the higher ups. They knew that actually I am related to Jesus. They knew that I have the blood that flows through Jesus' veins. You know, they knew that I was the bringer of life and I also can bring harm and death. They knew that once the end comes, I was the end. Once I completed my mission, it's judgment. It's karma time. You know, they chose to destroy the innocent ones that had nothing to do with this because they were so hungry for money. You know, they didn't think about you, let alone they didn't think about me. You know, a lot of people get so caught up in riches and royalties. You know, all they see is money, money, money. They don't care how it affects other people. You know, it's not even about a person having to go through that as a child. It's about when you come to a point in your life, you were responsible for your actions. You can't blame everybody when you already know right and wrong. You already know what can happen if you do something. You know about karma. You know the universe runs karma. And you know laws of man runs consequences. See, laws of man could manipulate and place all these discretions and all these programs in front of you, knowing you're not going to finish those programs. You're not going to learn any lessons from it. See, with karma comes lessons that you cannot manipulate. You cannot bargain with karma. Karma can never be bargained because that is a tool that That's an energy tool. What you put out in the universe is what you're going to get back. And it's not going to be tenfolds. It's going to be infinite folds. So you play with somebody that was sent here from another realm. From another realm. Because I'm not even from this realm. I'm actually part of the Galactic Federation. My home is above. All my everything that's done to me, everything I think, everything I see is actually transmitted directly to God, directly to the universe. Because no matter what I told people, nobody wanted to listen to what was going on. Nobody wanted to hear the truth. Everybody rather keep me broken. They didn't care about my truth because they knew I was sent here to tell the truth. They knew I was sent here to shed light and to help people understand love. I was sent here to heal, to show people the greater things in life. That was my pinnacle, my page of pinnacles, was to give the world truly what they deserve. You know, it wasn't for me to sit up here and do black magic and different spells on people, because I have the magician within me. It wasn't here for me to sit here and cause harm and tarnish the people. You know, you know how many tears I've cried for other people because I felt their energy. I felt their pain. I understood the unfairness, the unjust. You know, I understood being bound and being blinded, being blindsided. I understood betrayal. I understood being alone. I understood being without anything. I understood being left out. Not only left out of people's lives, but left out in the cold. Left out in any type of celebration, any type of good things, holidays. I was always left out. You know, nobody cared about me. Nobody wanted to even tell me the truth that they were causing harm to me. You know, all you had to do was tell me the truth. That's all you had to do. I always told people I could speak on your behalf to God, because I knew how much it hurts. I knew your pain. I knew you deserved better. It wasn't about no money, because I knew I passed my test. I'm going to get everything I want, everything I deserve. It's about me helping this world so this world can go on. Jesus was sent to die on the cross. He was crucified. I was crucified in a way that used the system. See, back then there was no system. The laws was only created under Pilate, under Herod. You know, we have all these necessities, all these encyclopedia, all this history right in front of us that's accessible. You know, nobody could ever say, oh, I didn't know. You did know. You did know. Because you practice all this teaching about the Word of God. You practice everything about the Word of God. But you don't even live by the sword. You don't even use the sword in a way where it can bring light and shed light and help people realize you can be yourself, love yourself. Don't ever feel like you have to succumb to people's judgment. Don't ever feel like you have to accept people belittling you, putting you down. Don't ever feel like you have to accept neglect. When you grow, you grow. People rather stay around people than be alone. Stay around the enemy than step out and be by themselves. Because they feel like if they stay around people that didn't care, it's more people. You know, it's more people that they can try to make believe or try to be like. You know, it's all about being you, being yourself. You know, there's nobody gonna be like you. You weren't born to be the same. You weren't born. Your purpose was not the same. Your gift was to shed light. Your gift was to inspire. Your gift was to show other people creativity, how to create, how to manifest, how to bring fruition to life. You know, it wasn't about, it's all about what you learn. It's all about learning. It's all about being able to tell your story and tell your story in the right way. Once you tell your story, once people know your story, you don't know how many people will love you. See, when you separate yourselves from things that don't make you, things you know will destroy you. See, while you in a negative situation, while you not moving forward, you'll have a bunch of people around you, bunch of people in the background destroying you, and then you'll wonder why you on your deathbed, wondering, telling yourself, "Wow, I wish I would have did things differently. I wish I would have did things differently." Because let me tell you, so while you alive, people will only contact you when they want something. But when you die, there's a bunch of people there fighting over your life insurance, fighting over policies, fighting over your belongings. And especially with money and land and houses, properties. Oh yeah, they're gonna fight over that. See, that brings money. That brings wealth. You know, they gonna do anything. They gonna be there at your reading, especially if they know you have a will. They gonna make a way. You know, and they know that when you are gone, when you are dead, you're not gonna be able to take back. You're not gonna be able to rise up out of the casket and say, no, it ain't supposed to go to you. That's why a lot of people are not getting life insurance policies. Because a lot of people know, if I get a life insurance policy, that stuff could be manipulated. Because they go around manipulating other people's policies. See, when people already have the answers and already have the techniques to destroy you, they make sure they keep themselves out the crossfire. You know, they make sure that they get rid of evidence. They make sure that they make sure that they have other people doing stuff, but they also make guarantee that they keep the official documents. See, that's where you got to be careful. Because the same people that's keeping those documents hidden, that burnt my documents, that actually buried my documents, that actually shredded my documents, that actually put everything that was in my name, that flipped it over, transferred over to other people, going through the court system, going through all these people, places, and things, but never coming to the source to ask, what would you like? What would you like me to do? I am a selfless person. I am a giver. All these things of stealing from me and taking from me using magic and everything, you didn't have to do that. I had told people I would take care of you. Don't even worry. I appreciate you. But people didn't believe that. See, people didn't believe it because they rather hide. They rather lie. That's what they were getting paid for. See, they wanted a temporary fix. They didn't think about no permanent ending. They thought, okay, I can make these bargains with the devil. I can make these bargains with death. Go into the spiritual realm. Manipulate my ancestors. Steal from my ancestors. Manipulate other people's ancestors. Go through all these things. The Akashic records. Go through all these things just to destroy something for a little bit of time. Not thinking that things will come to the light, because I am the light. So take this message and let it resonate. Take this message and see. Look in the mirror and see what you have done. Because what you have done, you took from so many innocent people. Because of your reckless behaviors. Because you rather be bold and lie than humble yourself and tell the truth. So like I said, karma. Thank you.